Hello and welcome to RSG Podcast episode 100.
Woo! Woo!
Nicely done.
Yeah.
Nicely done. Nicely done. It's a long road.
The season of hundreds.
Yes.
Whole season of it.
Whole seasons.
Season 100.
Season 100. Ryan Estep with me is Dr. Watson.
Hello.
And Mr. Nathan Connor.
Hello.
And today we have a few things to talk about. There's some stills for Orc of Doomhammer released from the Warcraft movie, the upcoming Warcraft movie. They look pretty good. The pictures look pretty good.
Well, I mean, to be fair, like, Blizzard has never let me down when it's come to CG. Like, pretty much ever. Like, you go watch the first CG, like, opening to Warcraft, and it's still pretty phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
You know, and that's like nearly 10 years ago. So
It's going to be an alliance-based, like, protagonist.
From what I understand, it's going to be alliance. It's going to be a mostly alliance-based protagonist, but it's going to be featuring a whole lot of like, Doomhammer is like the counterpart to that. So there's going to be a lot of that.
So the protagonist or the bad guy?
Yeah. Or antagonist, you mean?
Yeah. It's antagonist.
Yeah, antagonist. I don't think he's going to be an antagonist. It's it's going to be it's going to be a lot of just tension.
Because pretty much in all of World of Warcraft, the alliance are the bad guys.
It's true. The Alliance are the antagonists. Fuck the Alliance.
No.
Down with the Alliance. For the Horde!
Indeed.
Loktar Ogar. Brothers.
Indeed.
We saw Kung Fury, which dropped over the weekend,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is really awesome. It's
Very
30 minutes of
excellent.
just amazing.
It really
Amazing.
was. It really was.
Yeah, the only thing that I didn't like about it was that it was only 30 minutes.
Right.
I want more.
I could have used it up another hour.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Well, they did set it up for a sequel.
But can you recapture the magic? I'm going to go out on a limb and say yes. It can't be that hard.
I mean, if they make it the same but just a little bit more grand, then yeah, I can see them doing it.
Yeah. They have to be careful to not make the same jokes.
Yeah, it's got to be all new.
It's got to be new jokes.
Kung Fury.
You know, they can do similar twists on the same jokes they made in this one, but some of them got to be new. Like you can bring Triceracop back. That's fine.
Yeah, give more screen time in this one.
Right.
It's a hard movie to review because it's like you can't look at it through anything but did you have fun watching it? That's like the only lens you can view this movie from, and I had nothing but fun. It was hilarious. The jokes were really funny. The effects were actually very entertaining.
Yep.
Everything was just a little off. Like the dubbing was a little off. Even the action sequences were just a little off. And it just added a lot to the hilariousness.
The tracking, the VHS tracking.
The VHS tracking was great.
It's set in the 80s, in case you didn't know.
85.
85.
1985.
Yeah.
And the 40s.
And
the 40s, 1940s.
And the pre-Viking age.
And the Viking age.
Where they have laser raptors.
Laser raptors.
Oh,
fuck! Let's see, what else do we have? Doctor Strange films got some news. They finally cast. What was her name?
The ancient one.
Tilda Swinton.
That's
the ancient one.
The ancient one, yes.
Yeah, Tilda Swinton.
You probably remember Tilda Swinton from Constantine.
Yeah, she was Gabriel
Constantine.
Yeah.
She was also in, was it The Beach with DiCaprio?
I've never seen The Beach.
Wasn't she like his love interest in that?
What? Really?
I think so. To the Googles.
Yeah.
To the Googs.
IMDb, here I got it up. Tilda Swinton.
Was she in The Beach? Was DiCaprio in The Beach?
Well, what was that movie?
Yeah, that's DiCaprio in The Beach.
Oh, she was in Snowpiercer.
Yeah, she played the
Yep.
yeah, the lady who did all the talking in Snowpiercer.
Yep. With the glasses in the beginning.
Yeah, had the weird fucked up teeth.
Oh yeah. Chronicles of Narnia. She was in that too.
Yeah, she was in
Voyage
that.
of the Dawn Treader. Yeah.
She was the White Witch.
Mm-hmm.
You have never seen Voyage of the Dawn Treader? No,
No, you don't have to see it because they took an option, or they took a segment from the books where they're like, oh, this island does this, this, and this, and they avoided it in the books? Entirely. And they turned around and were like, well, we're going to say screw that and go make the movie all about being on this island.
Yeah.
That they never went to.
But yeah.
Well done, Hollywood.
Tilda Swinton, I'm down for. I think she's actually going to be. She's a really good cast for the Ancient One, which, if you don't know, is Doctor Strange's mentor. He's the one who passed the mantle of being the supreme.
Sorcerer Supreme.
Sorcerer Supreme to Doctor Strange.
Sorcerer Supreme of Earth.
Yeah. So, pretty excited for it. I think it's going to be really good. Even despite the fact that you have this unnatural hatred.
It's a natural hatred.
For Cumberbatch couple butt.
It's a natural hatred. The rest of you are the ones that have unnatural, not hatred for him.
On my job, I actually took a phone call from someone whose name really was Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I was like...
Relation?
Well, he made his name up. That's not his real name, I don't think.
Maybe he made his name a real... Yeah, he still could have been a relation. Just saying.
He made that up, you think?
I'm pretty... Yeah, I don't think that was his original name.
Those actors do.
Yeah.
Are you like having a hard time figuring out why he would have made
That makes me just hate him even more.
Cumberbatch?
Even more.
Why? Why would you make it Cumberbatch? Of all things.
Born Benedict Timothy Cumberbatch, bro.
I don't...
Benedict Timothy Carlton Cumberbatch.
That's his
real name. He wouldn't have had that. No, that's his real name, I guess.
Oh man, I'm just full of wrong information today.
Yeah.
Good thing I'm not getting graded.
Well, I mean, you didn't pass it off as fact. You said he probably made it up. So.
Just try it. You cover yourself.
To be fair, you're fine. Yeah.
So that way you can't be wrong.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't say it was for sure, bro.
Yeah.
That's a good way to do it. That's how I do it. That's why I get to be never wrong. Just only be absolutely certain about things you are certain about, and just strongly guess about everything else.
Yeah.
Anyway, the point is I hate him, and I should, because that's what I want you to do.
We need to get into more, like, I would like to get some more information on the guy who made Kung Fury. Because I want to see more from this dude. David something. David Sandberg?
Sandberg, yeah.
Yeah, David Sandberg.
I thought he was a student at the Swedish Institute of TV or whatever, like Swedish Film Institute.
Is he?
For sure, yeah.
It's fantastic. That's all there is to it. He needs to put out more projects.
He created one called Agamalt, 77 Hands. I don't know, it's in Swedish.
Wow, he has a
Swedish stuff. He's Swedish, else, naturally.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my bicep.
Yeah, that's my bicep.
The lines of the movie were just fantastic. Like, like I think all the dialogue was perfectly like cheesy '80s.
The knock knock joke.
knock
knock. Who's there? Knock knuckles.
Knuckles.
Like, yeah, not that far in advance and like, oh shit. I need a punchline.
I didn't really think this far. Aryan mustache.
His partner gets cut in half. I knew he was dead right off.
You're like a father to me. And then the tongue.
The tongue's still like, yeah.
It was in the back. It was attached to the back of him. Oh man. Watch it. It's for free on YouTube.
Yeah.
Laser Unicorn is the name of the channel. Go check it out. It's fantastic.
Takes a half hour.
Yeah. Take a half hour. Sit down. Watch it. Enjoy yourself. It's hilarious. Though there was some interesting things that they changed. Like the woman who was the barbarian in
Barbariella?
No, not Barbariana. Barbariana, but the chick who was the blonde Viking.
Yeah.
In the trailer is not the same as the one.
Yeah. It's a different.
Maybe they couldn't get her. Like they probably had enough to shoot the trailer for the.
Couldn't get her back.
For the crowdsourcing, but yeah.
She probably, OD'd.
It's completely possible.
I felt like that's our immediate. She probably OD'd. Like, of all the other things that might have happened, you were like, good thing. Like, maybe she got more successful. Like, maybe she got discovered. She won, like, Sweden's Got Talent.
She was just.
And moved on to some bigger and better things. No, she probably OD'd.
Serious bout of diarrhea.
Right.
During filming.
Fun fact, though, the actor who plays Thor did not do the voice for Thor in that movie.
I'm willing to bet a lot of them didn't do their own voices.
Yeah. Triceracop. Oh, you should check it out. It's like I said, it's free on YouTube.
Alina Young did Barbariana. My name, and I love the looks, like this pauses and the look. My name is Barbarian. Like, Barbarian. It's fantastic.
No one can trace that call.
It says 600,000.
Again.
What's the budget for that?
How much?
600,000.
Wow.
Well, it's a lot.
It's a lot of CG.
A lot of CG.
A lot of CG.
A lot of CG. Like, all CG.
He needs funded for like 3 times that to make a full-length movie.
I loved the Hoff 9000. That was so awesome.
You don't hassle the Hoff 9000.
Don't hassle the Hoff 9000.
Oh, Hoff.
Oh, Huff.
Oh, Hoff,
You son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch.
Open the door! Like, what he's screaming, open the door, Huff. Open the door, damn it.
Oh, man.
Go watch it.
What
You're
else?
hearing all this stuff, and trust me, we're not ruining any of the jokes, because they're just too fantastic, really.
I love when he runs out, jumps off the edge of his like super high building, and just
Yeah.
shoots his car until the door's open and it turns on.
The door opens and he lands directly into it, like...
the car. Like there's any way that's physically possible. So great.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go watch this movie. I want that as a poster. If you look on IMDb for Kung Fury, that little that
I'm
would be
sure
a
they're gonna
fantastic
market that
movie
poster.
I would buy that. I would give them more money for that. I would fund that next movie.
That might have been something you got for the crowdsourcing.
Yeah, probably. I wish I had heard about it before it was funded. It was actually funded like I don't know, a few weeks or so or something like that after I heard of it.
Yeah.
It was pulled down, so I didn't actually get to give it any money, but I definitely would have just from the trailer. Oh, you can buy it.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll do that just to support them.
Go to the web shop. They have the
Oh,
poster.
nice.
$11, dude.
Dude, they have it. It's on vinyl.
On vinyl.
They have the soundtrack for it on vinyl.
Vinyl, yeah.
They have the original motion picture soundtrack on
Dude,
vinyl.
We should all get Kung Fury t-shirts.
Right?
I
I'd wear that in a heartbeat.
would too.
It's fantastic.
It's like classic Bruce Lee style looking.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Wow.
Yeah. Check it out.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's fantastic. It's, any way you can support this guy, I say do it. Because it's pure comedy genius, honestly.
It really is.
And I don't know if this is a one-off for him or not, but I'm willing to give him another try. More than willing.
The cool thing is, I mean, like I said, 30 minutes, grab a couple beers, some friends, sit down and watch, have a good time.
Yeah.
How many beers you drinking in 30 minutes, right?
I mean, depends on how we do things.
He's like, I did like 4 beers for the 30 minutes and I'm going to be watching this movie.
Look, just don't put the beer down.
He just has like 2. Just.
One in each hand the whole time.
But let's see. What else do we have to talk about? You said we were talking about the Wildstar
Yeah.
going free to play.
Yep, free to play.
Free to play. That's actually, it's not a surprise. And and anymore, like back when you started seeing a lot of MMOs start to go free to play because WoW just fucking elbowed them right the fuck out the market. You're thinking, oh, this is the death knell for these games. That's just not the case anymore. A lot of games are more successful after they go free to play. I think this is going to be one of them. This is a really good game.
What kind of micro trains do you think you're gonna do?
From their from what I've seen on their free to play website, I'm looking at probably a lot of the physical, like, because when you pay for the game, you could do a lot of, like, you could basically look like anything you wanted.
Right.
By just putting gear in the special cosmetic slots. I'm thinking that's probably something you're gonna have to do mini transactions for, microtransactions rather.
Right.
They're gonna have probably like special costumes and stuff you can buy. Almost certainly pieces for your base.
Do you think they're gonna go a like SWTOR style where they're like, if you're a subscriber, you get X number of cartel coins or whatever?
They are.
That you can then, so every month you get X number of cartel coins, like a shipment or whatever of cartel coins, and then you can spend that to do microtrans stuff too.
They are. They've actually
on top of getting extra benefits for being a subscriber.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can still subscribe.
Technically, I'm still subscribed. I looked at my statement the other day.
Don't stop.
Okay.
Don't stop, because if you're still subscribed when they go free to play, you get a sweet mount.
Oh.
Yeah, and then like a couple other pieces. But if you've already paid for it at this point,
It's worth the $45 you're gonna pay between now and then.
Right.
how many? You know what? You're getting more for it now than you've gotten out of that game for the past year that you've been paying for it. And, just saying.
Well, I mean, I know one of the benefits of subscribing to SWTOR was that your experience wasn't cut in half. You had access to certain things that non-subscribers couldn't have access to. I mean, that sort of stuff is just nice. Like, if I want to level another character, I don't want to have
SWTOR really limited you if you were a non-subscriber.
Right. You could play the game. It's just going to take you longer.
Well, you could do 3 battlegrounds a week.
Oh, really? I didn't know they limited battlegrounds.
7. You can only get loot out of 7 instances a week.
Yeah.
You can only do 3 battlegrounds a week. So I'm like 3, but I can do 3 battlegrounds in an hour.
Yeah, not even, depending on if you got a good group.
Good news, that's not the way it's going to be with WildStar. They're saying it is complete, when we say free to play, we pretty much mean it. The way it's going to work is you can do as many dungeons as you want, you can do as much battleground stuff as you want, you'll have access to everything that everybody else has access to. The big differences are going to be, they're not cutting the XP down for non-subscribers. It's going to be the same as it always has been, but if you're a subscriber now, it's 25% more than it has been normally.
So you get an XP boost.
You get an XP boost for subscribing.
It's cool, because I'm not 100% on my guy yet. He's still, I think, in his 40s.
Yeah.
Right.
So
they do limit what you can do on the auction houses and stuff like that, but it's not. It's not a big deal because it's you can have 3 auctions at any one time. So as soon as something sells, you can put something else back up.
Okay.
So it's not so many per day or whatever like that. It's just at a time. If you're a subscriber, you get
for
30.
Yeah.
Cut down on that fucking.
So there's that. What else was there?
Are they going to give you more? Can you buy more space for your house? More, I guess, memory? Because right now they have a limit on how many lights you can put in your house.
I think a lot of that's probably just a systems issue and not.
I built this awesome bar in WildStar, and
you have built this awesome bar in WildStar.
Well, okay, it's still technically there. Right, I haven't seen it in a long time. I need to dust the cobwebs. Anyway, long story short, it's going to be a bar/brothel. It's going to be awesome, right? They limit how many lights you can put up. So I have the maximum amount of lights that I'm allowed to place on my little airspace. And it's frustrating because I'm not even a third.
He really wanted his customers to see what they were having sex with.
Look, just because it says it's the red light district doesn't mean it has to be one red light. I'd like to have multiple red lights.
But other things that you're going to be getting as far as being a subscriber versus a non-subscriber, the big difference as a non-subscriber is you can't create a guild and you can't invite people into a guild. You can be in a guild.
Oh, that's nice.
But you can't create one or invite people into one. It also works with, I want to say, war parties. You can't invite people into war parties and you can't create war parties. But you can be in a war party, which I believe is just a raid. So.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think it's going to actually be pretty awesome to play the game as a non-subscriber. You're going to basically get access to everything you normally would have. I plan on playing it a bunch. It's one of my favorite MMOs. I just couldn't afford it at the time, so didn't get to play it a whole lot. I'm really looking forward to go back and play. I think it's, August, I think?
Yeah, August
free to play,
I'm pretty sure.
Yep, August goes free to play.
Should be good. Get back into some WildStar.
Yeah, I highly suggest it. As far as MMOs,
it's a fun game.
As far as MMOs go that kind of break away from the standard MMO combat and try to innovate a little bit, this has come the closest to actually innovating MMO combat in my opinion. There's a lot of other games that have done it and done it okay, but I think this is the best. Terra has done it and did it all right. I think this is better than Terra in both movement and feeling. Speed of combat is pretty satisfying. What I wonder and what I'm a little afraid of is they're gonna dumb it down. The reason why WildStar, it had kind of a rough launch. That was an issue, but it was still pretty popular. But I think a lot of people quit playing it because it was honestly too damn hard.
Well, yeah, you can't just casual face roll through it like you did WoW. In WoW, potentially towards the end, you didn't have to know anything. For a while before Cataclysm, and then Cataclysm would be no, we should go back to you guys having to know how to do stuff. And then everyone was nope. So after Cataclysm, especially, fucking Panda expansion was retarded easy.
Yeah, it was ridiculously easy. Well, yeah, the whole raid finder thing really made WoW very, very simple and for people to just experience all the in-game content without actually having to be good at the game.
Yeah.
And sometimes not even play the damn game. A lot of people in Raid Fighter raids would just BFK.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know.
My favorite.
Wildstar was difficult.
Yeah. Yeah.
Their groups were difficult. Like, the 5-man dungeons we were running were rough. Like, you had to know what you were doing. You know? Or you would just plain die. You would just die.
Yeah, you would get murdered.
I remember the first time running into, like, the very first dungeon that we did, the very first one, like, level 20 or whatever.
Yeah.
And just getting...
Just
getting murdered.
Like by the trash pulls.
Yeah, by the first trash
pull.
pull. Yeah, the trash pulls were killing. And then we immediately went, oh wait, this is not WoW.
Yeah.
We gotta pull our shit together. And then, you know, once we did that, it was a lot of fun. I didn't like the adventures very much, but I liked the dungeons a lot.
The adventures could have been so much better, I think. They don't really do a good job of like telling you where you should be going and what you should be doing.
Yeah, they try to make it open world without making it open world.
Right. And they're trying like, oh, let's get all these different options or whatever. And I'm like, nah. There's clearly a best option to get to the next step. You know what I mean?
Some of them were really fun.
Yeah.
I like the MOBA style one a lot.
That one was hard.
It was really difficult, but I enjoyed it.
I don't think I've ever won that one the correct way.
Oh, I remember that one. Yeah, where like you had I think I went in there one Saturday with I think you guys and Thel, and just couldn't. We just kept dying. We couldn't finish it.
We getting murdered.
We kept getting these new other guys that would come in and join in, and they were just either really too good but didn't do anything. Like they would just handle one area and then just go stand in the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was fun though.
It was an interesting idea.
It was. But anyways, look forward to that, going free to play. Try it out. I think it's well worth the download. I believe you can download it for free as well.
Yeah, probably.
So yeah, I mean it's absolutely worth trying. It's one of the best mechanically speaking, it's one of the best MMOs I've played. There's some issues. There's always been issues with it, but combat's not one of them.
Well, they have an interesting variety of different interesting world areas. I think that's another thing that MMOs have lacked a lot recently.
Yeah, it had really, really different, very starkly different zones.
Yeah, like when you go up to the moon and you're on the whole different gravity's all
different.
Yeah,
you're jumping,
super jumping
floaty,
everywhere.
Yeah, it was really pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. Just out questing. You could quest in a group.
Oh yeah, there was some hard stuff that required.
The elite zones were rough.
Yeah,
really rough.
They really were.
And I liked how you could be killing mobs in an area, and there's elite mobs that are just kind of wandering around that you don't really notice that are elites until you've aggroed them and realize that when you attack them, their life's not going anywhere.
Yeah. The class system was good, but really what I liked more was the skill system was fantastic. One of my favorite skill systems in any MMO to date. Just being able to have you have only 8, and a lot of people this was a turn-off. You only have 8 buttons, Yeah. But you choose which buttons you want, and that really sets up what kind of spec you want. Your spec isn't okay, I'm a blood DK, or I'm a prot warrior, or I'm a whatever. Right. You chose what it was by the skills you loaded onto your bar, and that allowed you to be whatever kind of class you wanted to be. You could be a weird hybrid medic healer DPS guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you want it to be. And sometimes that's what your party needs. And sometimes I just need to slot out some heals for this part. And sometimes you need that hybrid feeling, which is something that most MMOs completely lack.
Yeah.
One
thing I don't like about it is that it always gives people the option, especially DPS, the option to not put a stun on their bar.
Oh.
And everyone needs to have a stun / interrupt remover.
Interrupts and interrupt removers
on their bar.
One of the most important things.
Yeah, I can't say how many times we get into a dungeon we have with you, but are you using your stun? I don't have one on my bar. Fuck you. Get the fuck out of my party. Get the fuck out of this game. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, yeah, one of the things about WildStar was that you could stun anything. Bosses in dungeons.
Well, you had to.
You had to.
The bosses, you have to. There are certain boss fights where you have to. And you have to use 3 interrupts to get rid of his interrupt armor, and then 1 to stun him. Yeah. So you have to have 4. So 4 people have to stun.
Yeah.
And there was the max in the group was 4, right?
The max group was 5.
5.
So, and as the healer, usually your healer didn't run a stun. But Your healer could when it's done.
If he had to.
Sometimes he did.
If he had to carry the DPS.
The thing is,
Or like, I need all my DPS buttons on my bar.
I'm playing a rogue. I don't need a stun.
I need all my DPS buttons on my bar. Like, you're not pressing all your DPS buttons. Shut the fuck up.
you hit a stun, and you knock off a piece of stun armor, it's back in like a second or two.
Yeah.
Like you have to be on
coordinate.
top of it. You have to be coordinated stun because if he gets that channel, that cast off, you're done. You're all dead.
Yeah, everyone's dead.
Indeed.
You're all dead. You're all dead.
Everyone's dead.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's WildStar. Check it out.
Yeah, super good.
This August or whatever. That could be wrong information. Go look at the website.
Right. Don't take our word.
Don't take our word for it. No, really, don't take our word for it. But
Yeah, it's not like we do any like research or anything for this shit. Because we don't.
Yeah, we really probably should. You know what? No. As I say that statement, the laziness takes over, and I'm not even finishing it.
Yeah.
a whole lot of this is just our opinions. Sometimes it's our opinions on facts that should be our opinions. Anyway.
Yes, indeed.
Anything else you guys want to talk about?
I've been playing Witcher 3.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah, how's
Wild
The Witcher?
Hunt. It's, no, okay.
Have you played any of the other Witchers?
No, and I was just about to say that, like, this is my first dive into the Witcher franchise, I guess. So...
Do you need to play any of the Witchers to enjoy this one?
No.
Okay.
I mean, there's a few parts, like, there's some characters that you run into in side quests and stuff like that you have relationships with or that you met in previous games that, you know, are reoccurring characters throughout the series, but for the most part, you know, there's a quick little, hey, I'm this person from this, and this, and that's that, and then that's done. And one thing that I love about this game, and I'll just say this right at the start, is you can skip all cutscenes. So, like, you're doing a cutscene for the first time, press X, boom, it's done. I mean, there's some times where you want to see the cutscene, but if it's some little, you know,
like,
merchant...
what cutscene is that, right? What are we talking about?
Well, there's a lot of sex in this game.
Woo!
And they show there's a lot of boobs, which I'm alright with.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of graphic, too. Like, they don't show the penetration, but everything around you is showing exactly what's going on. There's this one part that I thought was hilarious. Like, you end up hooking up with this mage and you've been helping out for the whole time, and you're up in a lighthouse and you help these mages escape. And if you play your cards right, you can get her to stay with you and not go with the other mages. So then you go up and you start bone in the lighthouse. Well, they're blocking the light, so it's like sending Morse code out. And the mages on the ship are like, they're trying to send us a message. So they're looking at it and they're like trying to, it's like HRLTB. What the hell is that? And they're like, oh, it's code. Clearly, we'll have to decode this. So, I mean, there's little things like that in this game.
Awesome.
That is pretty awesome. Yeah, that's awesome.
There's references to the Gimp from Pulp Fiction in there.
Oh, yeah?
Like, you're in this place called the Blood Baron's Castle or whatever, and you're walking along and you hear these two guys. One guy's name is Zed, and he's looking at him, he's like, we should get the Gimp out. And then you hear Gimp's sleeping right now. And then that's
it
all
really
you
is a straight reference from, holy crap.
And then Zed dies. What happened to Zed? Zed's dead.
Nice.
There's a lot of little good things in the game. It's a lot of fun. I've been playing it on and off for, well, pretty much on, but not... I don't have to play all the time with it, so I've stretched it out about a couple weeks now since release, and I'm nearing towards the end of it, and it's like most games, though.
You have had sex on the unicorn, then?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's the important part.
Yeah, that's interesting. The concern is that you'll break the unicorn again. So
Again?
this is not the first time they have had the relations on the unicorn. And it's interesting because
awesome.
you run into these flames that you had before. Like the first chick you run into is this witch in the woods who's used to living high society, and you do things for her, and one of the options you can end up boning her, right? And it's awesome. It works out.
But she's a witch of the woods that's used to living in high society?
I know, it's weird. Yeah, she got kicked out of high society, now lives in a swamp, you know, classic witch.
She now is the witch of the
Now
woods.
is the witch of the
Oh
woods.
yeah,
Okay.
sorry.
I was like, wait, witch of the woods, like, usually they're not used to high
But I'm
society.
Well, Witch of the Ballroom doesn't really have the same...
Yeah.
I'm with you, that's why I'm saying. Like,
But you help her out, and she's like, I don't know where to go, because she's wanting to study some controversial, like, oh, go back to Kaer Morhen, which is like the Witcher hangout, where sorceresses are welcome. So pretty much every chick that I've hooked up with in this, and have told them that I love them, and I have sent them all back to the same location. So I am now at that location, and it's time for me to gather my troops to help fight off the rest of them, which are all the people that I've had fun with, right?
Right.
So now I'm about to have 3 different sorceress chicks who all think I'm madly in love with them in the same location. So this ought to be pretty interesting.
Wow, this is the game empowering sexism.
Pretty much, yeah. It's pretty bad. But I mean, it's a lot of fun.
Can you have sex with dudes?
No, I don't think. Well,
Game hates gay people.
There's one. Actually,
so
no, I don't
impressive.
think you can. Actually, I think you are straight up hetero in this. And you can't even switch. Like, you can't be a female Witcher. You're the dude. That's it.
Right, you're the Witcher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun. I recommend it. It's a good time sink. I mean, obviously, open world games have been ruined by Skyrim, since Skyrim, in my opinion, was so good. The rest of them try to do the same thing. This one does really good about being open world, but different. Oh, what's the matter, guys? You don't like that one?
I didn't say anything.
No.
Just my eye itched.
Right. Anyway, pay no attention to these two. Check out the game.
Listen, the rest of the internet agrees with you, so you should feel good about that.
Really? I didn't.
Yeah, like nobody hates Skyrim but me and Robbie.
Roby just sent me a text message that says, "You are wrong." Right here. Instead of telling me, he wanted me to see it on my phone.
You're wrong, bro.
But it's a fun game.
Open world games have been ruined by the fact that none of them are worth a damn.
Right.
But
It's got difficulty settings like all normal games. I mean, I'm playing it on just story mode right now to hear the story. I plan to go back and play it on hard. Some of these situations, like some of these like rare bosses that you got to fight throughout the world, because you can just be running through a field, all of a sudden an arch griffin that's 5 levels higher than you and super hard just lands, and you have to either die or run away or whatever. And
do that like cool like cone flame, like flame jet thing that he does in the commercial.
yeah, you can. I prefer to use the shield. Like you can do a shield that protects you 3 hits, and then when it finally explodes, it knocks the enemies back. I like that one. But yeah,
But the fire thing like looks super cool.
yeah, you know, the sparkler from his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually really good against ogres.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, you keep men at distance with that.
Nice.
But yeah, check it out. It's fun. Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. You won't. Well, if you don't like those games, you're going to be disappointed. But if you like open world RPGs, you'll love it.
To be honest, it's been a while since I played like a AAA title that I've really liked. So, you know.
I don't know if The Witcher really counts as a AAA title.
Oh, it definitely is. Why wouldn't it be?
Well, how are we defining AAA title?
Sales, right? Is a
Hey, is it? What exactly defines a AAA title? Oh, of course, takes me to Reddit.
To the Reddits.
Yeah, to the Reddit.
To the
Yeah.
Reddits.
Coming from a big studio developer, high budget production values, huge sales. Does it include sports game? Oh, that's whatever.
That's definitely a AAA title then.
Yeah.
AAA just like big budget, more or
What's
less
the
high
development
production
team of The
values.
Witcher?
Huh? How much money did they spend on Witcher? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. What's the?
It's made enough money in the past to make 3 of them.
They made 3 Masters of Orion too. Or Masters of Orion also.
Yeah, but that's also not a AAA title, and I'm not claiming that it was a AAA title.
I understand what you're saying. I'm saying I don't think any of the Witchers have been AAA titles.
Yeah. It's
Because I'm pretty sure like the original Witcher was an indie game,
Yeah.
and then like I'm pretty sure they're still mostly indie. I don't think it's AAA. AA maybe.
It was on Conan.
Title.
That's a huge amount of money just to like get it on Conan. I bet you.
The developer is CD Projekt Red.
Dude, they had a scene where they had sex on a unicorn. That's enough to get it on Conan.
That was so
They don't
hilarious.
need anybody. They can get on Conan just because they had a scene where they have sex on a unicorn.
Oh, really? You know this, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do all the programming for Conan.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Yeah, I know you didn't, but that's cool. There's a lot of stuff you don't know about
You
me.
know what? Leave a comment. If you think Roby's right and this is not a AAA title, all 3 of you, leave a comment.
Yeah. All 3 of you.
Everyone knows. Everyone who watches our podcast knows that I'm right.
That's really not true.
The 411.
I like how you actually. I'm like 1/1/22. Like 1922. When you get until you put in your
Yeah,
age in.
definitely
I
do.
just. That's a AAA title. Absolutely, it is.
Nah.
Yeah, it is.
Nah.
Yeah, it is. You don't get. You don't. Yes, it is.
It's on
Absolutely.
PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
This is a
So,
AAA title.
Highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. The crafting system in the game is kind of, it's interesting, it's fun, but you find that a lot of the crafting stuff that you get the plans for as you play the game are either really high level for you, or really low level. So honestly, your best bet is rewards that you get from quest items. Now they do have some mechanics where, like if, for instance, there's the Griffin school gear. You get it stage 1, you can upgrade it 3 times, and it changes color and look and stuff like that. I've got that, it looks really sweet. Took a while to get, some of the stuff's kind of hard to get. But they incorporate things like treasure hunting, Witcher contracts, so your questing system is nice because you have your main storyline, you have your side quests and your secondaries, which are all your little things.
Right.
And you have your Witcher contracts, which are cool. You walk around, someone's like, oh no, there's a monster in the bog, or something like that. And then they pay you stupid amounts of money, and you can either be a dick, you can be cool, or you can always give the money back. I always am either a dick or pretty cool, like, so if the dude's a jerk, I'll make sure to get more. Because like one of your options after you hear the plight of the person who's requesting your aid is like, let's talk about my reward.
Think about how much this is worth to you.
Right. But it's a lot of fun. They have horse racing in it, which is kind of fun.
What'd you find out over there?
I was looking at the budget for it. 34 million.
That's no Destiny, but that's still pretty high.
It is no Destiny. It's still a lot of money.
Because now we gotta figure out where the cutoff for
Triple A
title
means?
is. Thinking if you're under 100 million.
Well, there's a patch for it.
Yeah, now that you know how much it is. I would have liked to have asked
under
you.
100
No,
million
you wouldn't.
before,
No,
but-
you wouldn't have. Get out of here.
The game itself is really beautiful, though, to be honest. I mean, the world looks really, the graphics are really intense. I mean, everything's motion, stuff like that. A few issues on Xbox One, like if you're getting kind of far away from guards, all the NPCs, they don't start actually moving until you get closer to them.
Oh, the anime, yeah.
Yeah, which is fine, but like you'll look across the field and you'll see these guys that are just like, and you get close and they're just kind of walking, and you're like, oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
But I mean,
They're not actually
they're not
scarecrows.
overpowering your Xbox. So.
Right.
But it's definitely worth it. I recommend, if you have a nice PC, picking it up on PC to see just really what it can do. Because Xbox One, while good, is only going to give you so much.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
You think it's a game that would work well on PC? Or would you
Yeah.
need a controller for it?
No, you can easily do it on PC.
That's why I want to pick up Shadows of Mordor for the PC, but I'm like, I don't have a controller.
Yeah, your
And I
attacks.
don't see like it working out not on a controller.
You can use an Xbox controller with a cord.
Yeah, I know you could, but I don't have an Xbox controller or a cord.
Doesn't your roommate?
Yeah, he has an Xbox controller.
Oh, does he? Don't have one? Alright, well.
Yeah,
Borrow
it's fun.
Actually, I'm not sure about the ones. I know you can with the 360s. I don't know about the Xbox One ones.
Well, they're still just plugged into a USB. Well,
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah.
I'd have to check it out, but
They have a little USB hookup to them to where you can plug it into the USB port on the Xbox One. If you have to plug it in, which kind of sucks because the one they give you when you first get your...
it's like,
Yeah, so like when I'm playing Destiny and raiding with... Well, when I did play Destiny and raid, and my batteries died, and I couldn't... Like, I didn't have anything else charged. I'm like right up on top of my Xbox.
Yeah.
Like my big giant TV is like right here, so I'm just kind of like... trying not to die.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Did you go back and play any of the
I did
House
not.
of Wolves or whatever it was?
I did not. Everybody else that played with us that said they quit went back and started checking it out. Marv's trying to get me to check it out. He's like, dude, just try it. Just pick it up, man. Just pick it up. And he's like, did you get the special edition? Because apparently you got it for free if you got the season pass or something like that.
Right, yeah.
I don't think I got the season pass, so I'm not going to go back and spend money on it and play it for a month and a half.
The whole term season pass in relation to anything on the Xbox drives me crazy.
That's like the new way. Like, this has a season pass. Like, when you
yeah,
were to
but
pick
what,
it
they
up.
call it, what qualifies for the season pass? Like,
I'll tell you what qualifies as a season pass. It's money you're paying to get shit that's already on the disc.
Yep.
yes.
Also
Probably
picked
true.
it up on PC because the
Stuff they could have put
yeah
into the original game.
the size requirements for these games on
Deliberately
Xbox
made content.
Yes.
is ridiculous. I've got 6 games on my Xbox, 500 gig hard drive, it's full. 6
Damn,
games.
son.
Yeah,
One of
okay.
which was a Forza demo, which was deleted for 13 gigs of memory.
He actually just downloaded a demo for an indie. Like, well, it's not an indie game, but it was a Strider, the new Strider game that was only released on the arcade version. I'm not sure if it's on the X. I think it's PS4 only. But yeah, 3 gigs for the demo. I'm like, that's ridiculous.
I can remember when games. I can remember when I installed games in the kilobytes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Reminds me of another thing that the Laser Unicorn people do. They had another video they produced called like how to hack time with Hacker Man.
With Hacker Man. Hacker Man teaches you how to hack time.
Hacker Man.
He's talking about like floppy disks. Like we're gonna go to the year 2005, where I estimate that they'll be able to hold like tens of megabytes of data on one of these.
Oh, what if I got it?
On a floppy disk,
little, probably 10 times as much data.
Tens of megabytes.
Nope.
It's pretty funny.
Different man with his Nintendo glove.
Nintendo Power Glove.
Yeah.
With the fingers cut off the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. I think I don't know. I'm pretty well. I have nothing else, you guys.
Nothing
Not
else.
a long podcast today.
Nope. Short.
But yeah, nice and sweet. You know.
Yeah.
We're gonna try. I saw Tomorrowland. I've seen the new movie Maggie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Really good.
Do you want to go watch Maggie?
So
we should watch that.
I have it right here.
You should announce that online. You really should.
Ryan steals movies.
Look, I borrow
Guys, Ryan steals
and I
movies.
return.
You don't. Oh, bro.
I delete
You
it.
don't know that.
I watch it and then I delete it. I send it to him in an email.
That's not called borrowing, bro. You wipe your brain of all the information and give it back to them.
I do. I
Fair
do.
enough.
Oh man.
What they do in Winter Soldier with the whole like electric and everything. I have one of those in my basement.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
All right.
Let me know if I come over sometime.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, if you got some things you want to forget, we can take care of it.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, I got you. Well, thank you for joining us today for our episode 100. Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
Good.
Yep.
Excellent episode.
Join us next week for episode 100,
Yep.
Yep.
and we're going to discuss at least Maggie.
Yeah, we'll just make
Hopefully, the disappointing movie that is Tomorrowland.
Controller's gonna be disappointing, bro. That's
Huh?
why we haven't seen it yet. Controller's gonna
Yeah,
be
well-
disappointing.
Wait, won't we have Jurassic Park?
Yeah, Jurassic World.
Jurassic
And we're going
World.
to see the new Poltergeist, see if it holds up.
I have no interest.
I've never seen the first one.
Yeah, I have no interest. in it.
Really?
Yeah. I don't care about it.
All right, I'll
When did it
probably
come out,
doing
bro?
that with another podcast.
In the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't like movies from the 80s.
I
Even
like-
though every movie from the 80s I've shown him, he's like, okay. That all being one, Alien. But
That was from the 70s.
it was from the 70s, wasn't it?
Alien, yeah.
You bastard.
I have no argument here.
Yep,
All
sit
right.
down. Get out. I win.
In that case, you guys have a good day. Thank you for coming out. Enjoy yourselves.
Peace.